Hey everybody, it's Grace, and it's Monday. It's getting close to noon, and I thought I'd do a video about age, what aging has been for me, what's it been like for me, and especially about this age. I'm 53 now, and I'm starting to feel more of what this age in the 50s, what it's done for me, what good has it done for me, and but I'll go back to I don't need to go to childhood, teenage years like that. But in the 20s, now my dog's going to make some noise, but let me let him. Okay, I'll let the dogs out. Well, they haven't gone out yet, but they will. And you'll hear the noise for certain. You probably already hear him. But anyway, the 20, I was married at 18, and 20s was more about, basically finding life, I guess you'd say. Finding where I wanted to go, what I wanted to do. I moved around a lot. I'd say probably a good at least half of my 20s, maybe more. I was more like a gypsy, very nomadic, and I was married. But anyway, the 30s seemed more like I was in limbo. I still moved some, and but it seemed like I was in limbo, the 30s. And one thing I've noticed about the 30s with younger women, both before I was 30, when I was 30, and after I was 30, they were like, it was kind of like in a way split. And I still see them now, the same thing in the 40s and 50s. And they tended to, I'm not going to talk about men, I'm not going to say that they were innocent, but the women in the 30s seemed like they wanted so much to, some of them, make sure I say some of them, fight. They wanted to fight. It was very important to fight. And that went on through the, I'd say, mid 40s, somewhere around there, maybe even longer. But it started like in the 30s usually. And it was, everything was an issue. And we could say that's hormonal, but some would say, oh, you're picking on women. Men have their problems too. So this is about women. Then I'd say in my 40s, I really didn't feel, it did feel like the 40s were the new 30s. It didn't feel like, the 30s just felt like limbo. I was in limbo, latency stage or something. But the 40s, I started, it felt more like, hitting your stride or something like that in the 40s. And then came around 50. And when I was 49, I really dreaded that of turning 50. And then when I was 50, I really dreaded that I was 50. And it just kept going. But now I'm 53, and everything's changed. Everything started changing, gradually. But now it feels like it's really changed. Very different. And of course, that's being postmenopausal too. And even though I had PCOS and IR, some of you know what that means. But I don't know. Now I feel very different and really much better, to tell you the truth. Much better. Okay, I'm feeling much better except for about my dogs. They're, oh, it's been a day, but I've been catching up on videos on this channel. To basically, I'm repeating some of myself, repeating some of the things that I'd said before in videos because I haven't used this channel in a while. But anyway, in my 50s, now I'm 53. Really, it was, I'd say, recently, I started seeing how this has changed me in a good way, especially that I get more respect from especially younger, grandchildren age maybe. In early 20s, I get more respect because they see me as grandma. That's how I see it. They see me as grandma, but it also could be that I've gained a sense of self that I'm not going to allow that, and that is something important. The things that irritated me up until right after menopause, more closer to menopause, little things would really irritate me, like people on their bicycles on the road going 10, 15 miles per hour when it's a 30, 40 mile per hour zone. One lane only on each side going each direction. Yeah, no medium, no shoulder. That would really, really irritate me. And, little things. Now it's different. Now it's the big things. My dogs would really irritate me. But now it's the bigger things, the bigger issues. I want to like help to combat, to get people more aware of things, more enlightened. And help to really it's the enlightenment and more people. I can't do it all myself. Of course, I don't think that way, but more people knowing what's going on and more awareness and all. Since especially, I've always been that way, but especially at this age, it's like giving back to the community is, giving back to people. These are the good things to me that, having that more respect and, but there's also more. Besides the respect and the giving the back, it's, also like you don't, and I really mean this, you don't feel so much, I don't feel it, I don't know about you, but I'm not a healthcare professional provider, it's just my opinion, my experiences. Read the disclaimer in the description box below this video on YouTube. But really, it's, so much of it is really that I don't feel that pressure from other people to be like other people. Like some would call it peer pressure. I don't feel that anymore. And I don't think I ever really felt it really deep as some people would. But especially now, people, you say, I don't care what people think. And people say, oh, yeah, you do. But I think when you're this age, you don't so much. And you don't feel that need to so much. Could be just me. Okay, and another thing is not to feel obligated in a way. I respect authority, people who have or voices of authority on this topic, but I don't feel obligated to choose that person to like a doctor or whatever. I don't feel that I have to choose that one if they don't fit me right. Like somebody who's much younger. I'm 53, so somebody who's 25 or 30 probably to me would not fit me right, would not understand what I've already been through, where I am now, that kind of thing. So I don't feel obligated to say, okay, I'll just take that person. No, I want somebody I can relate to. So I do have respect, their education. I respect that. I'm not going to say I'm better than a doctor because I'm not a doctor. But I want somebody who can relate. That's what I want. And so I don't feel obligated just to say, okay, yeah, like I said. So, you learn stuff. I really have learned stuff, going through all this so much, through my life, moving around, seeing different places, doing different things, that at this point, I'm not going just to accept anything just because somebody says something. Just accept it. But, like I said, I do respect people who have earned this knowledge. They're degree. I respect their opinion, but they have to suit me. Okay, that's what I mean. Anyway, all these things are good, and I think what we hear too much about is all the bad things. All the bad things. These are the good things for me. I don't know what it is for you. Maybe you're different. Maybe the combination of all the things that I have. It makes me different, of course. We're all different. Every person's different. No one size does not fit all in anything. Except for that if we live, we die. That's inevitable. But anyway, this is enough for this video. I just thought I'm trying to catch up, like I said, trying to catch up and like all refreshers for this channel. And anyway, so this is another one. I'll talk to you later. Bye.